Currently, you're probably sitting, standing, who knows what, as the world spins around you. Day by day, 24 hours, the Earth rotates. But what if the Earth really isn't rotating? What if the Earth is not a globe? What if it is truly flat? For centuries, people have contested the belief that the Earth is truly a globe that is really a flat disk that we all live on. That the world governments have been hiding the truth from us to keep us from what is it? Is it the truth of God? Is it what's beyond the ice wall? Who knows? Join us today as we explore Flat Earth.
Everyone, welcome back to
Unknown,
Unsolved,
Unseen,
Triple U.
Woohoo! I'm your... What do I have here today? I'm your exploring host, Frank.
I'm your skeptical host, Sage.
And we're going to cover some pretty flat topics, if you ask me, today.
Oh, wow. What a joke.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a joke.
You know what? There are some people who have some strong words for you, probably. I don't know. But
bring it on, is what I say.
I have no announcements today, so I'm going to get into it. Today, we're going, as I said, a bit flat on the excitement. We're going to be exploring every basement dweller's favorite conspiracy. Flat Earth.
Okay.
And Sage, what do you know about Flat Earth?
Too much. And I'm about to learn more, and that's still too much. Knowing it exists as a theory is too much. But no, Frank and I listened to some podcasts and stuff yesterday while we were driving. So I do have some knowledge from that. And you'll probably hear more of my opinions then.
Well, we're going to be talking about how the Earth isn't a stupid ball that the elites tell you, and instead it is some horizontally challenged disk we reside on. And as Sage said, we did listen to some...
Horizontally challenged?
It's a horizontally challenged, yeah.
Wouldn't it be vertically challenged?
Oh, crap, you're right. It's vertically challenged.
Don't they believe it's horizontal?
Yep. Horizontally aligned and vertically challenged. That's how I like my Earth. Like a Frisbee.
Wow.
Now...
Even a Frisbee has too much dimension for these people, though.
I am going to be up front here for any pro-flat earthers who are on here right now wondering, oh man, we got another truther. No, you don't. I'll be honest, I am going to shit on this conspiracy. And I know that's a big thing, that's a big, iffy topic with some people because, the flat earth people believe some truly crazy things, in my opinion, and it's not the best thing to use that word because you don't want to alienate them more. Then leads them into more fringe and far right, far-reaching conspiracies that are pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it's just, there are so many things I listened to about flat earthers, so many things I read. It's just, I just couldn't be rational about it, and I am going to be that dickhead today.
Bring it on. I'm except Frank is never mean, so him being a dickhead today is going to be a new experience for all of us.
Yeah, I'm going to belittle some of their beliefs, especially whenever
all in good
fun.
All in good fun.
Most of them do not believe in dinosaurs. It was one of those tipping points for me.
And if you know anything about Mr. Frank, it's that he not only believes in dinosaurs, he wishes he could be one.
Sure, about that. But I'm a big dinosaur
he's got
fan.
the tism of dinosaurs.
And these idiots attest that they never existed.
That's got to be one of the craziest things to me.
All those fossils, they're fake.
Well, and I know it's
satanic
part of that,
or some dumb
part of
shit.
that's because flat Earth comes from a biblical theory, right?
Yeah, it's like you cannot have flat Earth theory without biblical.
Yeah, and the belief that some sects of Christianity, right, have that is that the Earth's only like
6,000
years old or something, and like
Yeah.
no way dinosaurs existed then.
One of the most complete Allosaurus fossils is held by the Creation Museum, like one of the Creation museums, for like the Ark.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. But back to this: is your tinfoil hat ready? Are you ready
No.
to delve into the flatness?
That I'm ready to do.
But your tinfoil hat's not ready.
No, I fear that if I wore one, everyone would just hear the crinkling of it every time I moved.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, I would hear it the whole time, and I wouldn't have any idea what Frank was saying because I'd be so overstimulated.
That's a fair point. All right. First, let's get into the background of this. I don't have much here because I did this similar to other things where I'm like writing chronological order, and then I got into the craziness of it. I'm like, the background of this is so fragmented and so stupid that like it was not worth my time to waste on it. Our sources in the show notes this week are not going to do much because I listen to Flat Earthers. I am not linking them in here because I do not want to give them that attention.
You're welcome, I guess, to go look that shit up yourself.
If you want
but
to, go destroy your brain cells at your own.
quite literally,
leisure.
it gave me a migraine.
It's bad. It's really bad. I can't believe how, like, their beliefs. I don't know. But belief of the shape of the Earth goes as far back as we have history. Early civilizations often depicted the Earth as being a disk, sometimes in the void and sometimes floating in the water. These beliefs went on for some time, but eventually fell out due to empirical data and evidence that showed that the Earth is, I'm pretty sure I used empirical, right? But showed the Earth is in fact round and a globe. And
Global.
yep. Widespread belief of a globe, Earth is actually older than many think. Belief started around the Hellenistic period, which is 312 BC to 31 BC. The first measurement of the circumference of the Earth was calculated by Greek mathematician Eratosthenes.
Aristotles?
No, Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes?
Can you show it to me?
There.
Wait, where?
There. Eratosthenes?
Eratos.
See? It's
Eratos. It's Eratos, as I know, is the beginning.
Eratos?
Eratos.
Thenes?
Thenez.
Eratosthenes?
Yeah.
That's such a
Sure.
mouthful.
That's the best we're gonna get.
Sorry to his descendants if we are besmirching his good name.
It is a good name. It's just we're stupidly American.
I can't believe you didn't even say anything about me using the word besmirch.
I didn't hear you say it, so.
Also, sorry if I sound a bit stuffy. We did some cleaning today and a lot of dust was kicked up.
Not that our house is dusty. I don't want people to think that because I'm not dirty. I
It's
like to
just
clean.
Atlas is at boarding right now, so we have more time to clean stuff we don't always get to clean.
That's fair.
Like, we get to actually, like, open, like, go and get behind certain things and open up some, like, some of the closets and dig in there.
Yeah, and if you know anything about me, it's I'm a clean freak. And my house is really clean right now. And yet, if someone came over, I would tell them it's really dirty.
Yeah. Back to here. However, as humans are, we can't stay sensible forever.
Of course not.
I love that I wrote that out. I forgot I wrote that line. In the 1830s, came along a man named Samuel Rowbotham. Now, Rowbotham,
Wow. A name.
or Robot Ham? Robot Ham?
Something.
I think it's Rowbotham. He saw this void, a
Robotom?
flat Earth. It starts with ends with AM. Rowbotham. So he saw this void of flat Earth belief and was like, "Oh, that's free real estate, guys. I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it. That is going to be my identity in life."
We love that for him, though. I mean, finding yourself is good.
No, I do not love that for him because it really went off. He conducted an experiment called the Bedford Level experiment in 1838. The experiment used a 6-mile portion of the old Bedford River in England. It was to see if there was a curvature as a boat went down. It should have eventually started to disappear due to the curvature, but alas, it did not.
Uh-oh.
Now, reason why I didn't, by appearance, was because of the refraction from the water. Stuff I do not fully understand.
Okay.
But
I almost failed physics, so.
Some of the things in here were very complex for me, and I tried to understand my best. But in 1849, our buddy, Mr. Robotham, or Robotham, wanted to let the world know that we were truly living on a disc. He got to work and made a pamphlet. That sounds so dated to make a pamphlet. Now
it really is 2026.
Yeah.
When pamphlets, which were probably big at least 10 years ago.
Yep. And he called it the Zetetic Astronomy. Decided to feel edgy and publish it under the name Parallax.
It sounds like a fucking like Miralax.
Well, Parallax
laxative
is the name of a villain in DC.
Do they cause people to shit themselves?
No. He's like the embodiment of fear or something against the Green Lanterns, I think. He was in the Green Lantern movie that
he causes people
bad.
to shit themselves in fear.
Sure. But he would later expand this pamphlet into a full book. Earth, not a globe. The way it's written just sounds goofy. Breakfast, not a dinner. Cat, not a dog. Monday, not a weekend.
Yeah, that's really stupid. But I like your examples after that.
Breakfast, not a dinner. My award-winning book.
Mental health, not very good.
Now, we have a dog, not a cat.
Yeah.
At home. And that's what I'll tell people. We have a dog, not a cat.
Yep. Gotta let them know our dog is not a cat, nor is he a cat dog.
Earth, not a globe. And it's not like Earth, colon, not a globe. It's Earth, not a globe. One set. Like,
there's no punctuation. There's no colon.
No,
okay, I assumed there was.
No, I'm pretty sure there was not.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, that's why I had to.
So
make
not
sure
only are
that.
these people idiots, they also don't fucking understand any grammar.
Yeah.
I know I'm bad with grammar, but goddamn.
I'm looking at. I'm pretty sure there's no punctuation in it. Yep. Zetetic
that's
astronomy.
terrible.
Earth, not a globe.
Oh, and the N isn't even fucking capitalized.
Well, in that it isn't, but here it is. Let's take a look. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it is capitalized.
Oh, good. Okay,
But-
jeez.
Earth, not a globe.
That's so dumb.
Is available for sale. It has a 4.6 star rating on Amazon.
Oh, is it 99 cents on Kindle?
Yeah,
Wow.
$0 with audiobook membership.
Don't support these people.
No, don't give them money. I don't even know. I don't know who the fuck's making money off it now.
I'm assuming he did.
A lot of what was written in here has gone a long way now.
Okay.
Now, he proposed the model we see much of today when it comes to flat Earth. The North Pole is actually the center of the world, and Antarctica is actually an ice wall around the edge of the disk of the flat Earth.
This is probably one of my favorite theories.
The sun and the moon are 3,000 miles above the disk and rotate around the disk like a clock. They're like clock hands, like where they're almost separate of each other, where they spin around, where one side's sun, the other side's moon.
But every once in a while they would pass each other?
No, I don't. I tried to understand the eclipse logic, but I did not really have the time of day to really understand it. I saw stuff like the fucking anti-moon.
Or that the sun
The
was
invisible
creating...
anti-moon.
Wasn't there one that was like the sun was creating its own shadow? Or
Yes.
like what in the documentary you were watching?
I don't know. It's just the too many things, and it hurt my brain to try and comprehend them. I don't go over everything possible flat Earth in this episode because holy damn.
There's too much and it's too fucking stupid.
Well, they always
And
move the bar.
if you're listening to this, you probably have at least one brain cell, and we would appreciate it if you didn't lose that one too.
They always move the bar of what it takes to prove them wrong.
It's the goalpost thing. Like, they move the
And the
goalpost.
thing is, like, you have to prove that they are wrong. They don't have to prove that they're right. Like,
Which is not
it's
how
such a
science fucking works.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of conspiracies actually work. You have to prove their point or their point wrong rather than prove that your point's right, which is easier to do. Because
This is how...
right now,
okay, can I say something controversial?
Yeah.
This is how I feel about Charlie Kirk's, like, debates. Where he
Yeah.
says, prove me wrong. It's like, that's not the point of a fucking debate, sir.
Because you're
I have to prove my point to you.
Yeah, but it's the other assumption that they're right and they're looking for confirmation for
Yeah.
them. Now, this is one of the things that I've seen is like I've seen a lot of people talk deep into this, and this is what I think. Right now, did you know orbiting around the moon, around the Earth, is a giant lighted jack-o'-lantern?
Excuse me, what?
There's a giant floating jack-o'-lantern, like the size of the moon, going around the Earth right now.
Okay.
Prove me wrong. You have to prove that it's not there. I can say it's there, therefore it's there. But until you can prove without a shadow of a doubt that there's no giant floating jack-o'-lantern going around the Earth, you're wrong. It's there.
This would be like me being like, my IQ is 175. Prove me wrong.
It's just
Except I'm not going to take any fucking kind of test to show you that my IQ is 175.
you can make the most bold claims and just be done with it. You don't have to actually argue.
My IQ is not 175. I just want everyone to understand that I am not smarter than Albert Einstein. I think his was 168.
These guys are.
Yeah, apparently.
So back to what I was saying, 3,000 miles above us are the Earth and the Moon, and they move like as a clock around us. And then another 100 miles up at 3,100 miles in the cosmos. Is the cosmos. Like, and it's beyond the firmament, which is the glass dome that is above the flat Earth.
I want to know who named that because I don't understand the name.
I don't fucking know.
I just think of fermented. I'm like, oh, alcohol? All these fuckers are just drunk as hell? Like, what the hell?
So, Rowbotham didn't stop writing. He made leaflets later called The Inconsistency of Modern Astronomy in its opposition to the scriptures. So here we have our first definitive linking with religion. Here he wrote about how...
That was not an towards religion. That was the fact that this dude connected his theory to religion. I just want to make that clear.
Well, there's so many... Like, most religious people don't believe in this, but...
I would hope
there's
not.
a alarming growing number. But here he wrote about how scripture and our senses, so our regular senses, lead us to know that the earth is flat and is real and the globe is a complete lie. Death to the globe.
Okay, do you have written down what the scripture says?
No, I didn't feel like writing down the scripture and going through that.
Okay, I was just curious.
I did. There's so many different things that they point out. That's so simple. But from here, the history of Flat Earth is confusing and quite honestly, just irrelevant. The history of random groups forming and folding here really doesn't aid to this discussion. All I can tell you is that with the advent of the internet and YouTube, Flat Earth theory began to take off, with channels like Mark Sargent's channel and Globebusters starting to be able to be more easily accessible. You can see them in stuff like the 2018 documentary Behind the Curve, where I got quite a bit of information.
Okay.
So he's just ease of access for idiots to say whatever really took off.
Woohoo!
Yay! Man, so now let's get on to some of these beliefs. Now we're going to cover some of them. I'm not going to, as I said, 100% upfront with you. I'm not going to do all of them. We are working more towards debunking Flat Earth here, I'll be honest. I listened to too many Flat Earth stuff to really want to tackle it all because there's too many stupid little things they talk about. And my brain wants to hurt. And I think my brain wants to hurt me for making it hurt.
So basically, you just want to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Do I need to be concerned about self-injurious behaviors?
I don't know. Talk to my brain. But I'm not covering every single Flat Earth belief. Also, there's not enough time to do that here. I'd have to do like a 4-part series if I want to cover every single little part, and I'm not taking that time for Flat Earthers.
I was going to say, like Zodiac Killer, the 4 parts was worth it. For Flat Earthers, you should be so fucking grateful we're even giving you any time of day.
We're so mean to them.
Was that too harsh?
No, that was a little harsh.
We keeping that?
Yeah, we can keep that for now.
I'm not usually this mean. It was really hard to listen to them yesterday.
It
today.
It really was hard to listen to them. And, like, I hate to sound rude like this, but it's hard to put them on equal footing as regular people of opinions.
Especially because, like, we were watching that documentary today, and the dude went to where the eclipse, like, was 100% or, like, 93% or something.
He kept telling people about how the Earth is flat.
And then he, like, stared at the eclipse with the glasses on, and yet still was like, no, it's fake. Like, that's not happening.
I forget what his explanation even was. Some of them is, like, there's a secret planet or object that flies around the firmament that occasionally blots out the sun.
If the Earth was flat, how would we have night and day?
Oh, well, because the moon's on one end, and it makes everything dark, and the sun's on the other end. But that's despite the fact how light travels, there's no way that would possibly work.
Well, and if the Earth is flat, if the sun is on one side, it's still going to cover the whole fucking thing.
But that's not how light works, according to them.
I hate this shit.
Look, whenever one of my best sources for this was Professor Dave Explains, and he put that out there. They don't accept any, like, thing is, the flat earthers, a lot of the influencers on it do not accept any contrary to their regular opinion. You can show them as much evidence, and I'll get into it. They have twice proven themselves that the Earth is curved and that it rotates.
That's so fucking stupid.
They deny it. They already have the idea that they are right and nothing can prove it otherwise. Now, so flat earthers have a large volume of ideas that they claim proves that we are on a flat Earth. Time to try and break down these absolutely solid, quote unquote, scientific claims. And these are scientific claims, not science or scientism.
Okay.
Because we believe in science and the religion of scientism, according to them.
Ooh.
Yeah, scientism is the religion that dictates the globe. The sage may say she doesn't practice a religion, but, based on what I can tell, she's a scientism believer.
I don't know how I feel about tism being at the end.
I think that's what they call it.
I guess we really do all have a little bit of the tism.
I think that's what they call it.
That's fine. We'll go with it.
I don't know. Alright. I'm going to start with talking about gravity, because most of what we talk about going forward requires this part to be addressed first. As many of us know, gravity is what makes things go down and not fly off the ground. Gravity comes from the massive body that is the planet Earth, and the rotation causing centrifugal force. The acceleration of gravity is 9.8 meters per second, as many of you have learned in basic physics classes from high school or college. I was a physics teaching assistant in college, so I dealt with it a lot. It also means that flat earthers out there probably think that I must be some paid person making disinformation. And man, do I wish I was paid for all of this shit I'm saying right now.
Yeah,
Maybe
that would be good.
Deep State, please hire me.
I mean, if it gets us money.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what talks here. Money is money. Money, 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 Mr. Krabs. So, theory of gravity shows why things work. Sir Isaac Newton was instrumental in this. However, many flat earthers will claim that he was part of some secret society or Freemason to disprove it, but really adds nothing to the conversation. Flat earthers love to point out that the theory of gravity is just a theory, but that's a poor argument, as that's not how theories work in science. Scientific theories are evidence-based explanations on things that occur, like in nature and whatnot. So it's an explanation. It's not some like conspiracy theory. Those are different uses of the word theory.
Yeah, and like if you go to, like if you're in science classes and stuff, like when I was in college, because I started in the biosciences. Like our understanding of theory is that there's no like proof of things in the world. There is evidence for those things, which is different than proof, because nothing is like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't make sense to a flat earther though, but
no, like theories are the closest thing that we have to proof when there's evidence to back them up. But there's not proof that things like, it's hard to explain, but there's no scientific proof. We just have evidence for things being what they are. Like, proof is such a strong word for this kind of stuff. So, like, I don't know if they just take that and they roll with it, that their own version of flat earth theory is they put that as proof, or I don't know.
Now, if you take something right now and drop it, you can determine gravity is still working. But flat earthers have two words that apparently counter this: buoyancy and density.
This shit's so dumb.
Well, it's not that. It gets more dumb.
Also, if gravity doesn't exist, why isn't there a song called Gravity from Has-Been Hotel?
That's just more propaganda by the Masons, Illuminati, and maybe other ethnicities that they like to target.
Ay, these dudes do all of it.
Yep.
And I said dudes as like, reference to the whole thing.
There's women in there.
There's
too.
women
Don't
in
worry.
it too.
They're inclusive.
And they're fucking married to each other.
Yep. Oh, I'll get into that later. But they claim that what we are seeing truly isn't gravity, but the fact that items are more dense than air. Therefore, it doesn't float on air. Hence, buoyancy. There's this amazing guy on their YouTube that I mentioned before, Professor Dave explains. He does a great job at debunking flat Earth, so a lot of what I'm going to say comes from what I learned from his videos. Now, density of items being the real reason things fall instead of gravity, there's a huge issue. If, let's say, I have a rock that is more dense than air, and there's no gravity, what happens when I let go of it then, huh?
It doesn't go anywhere.
Well, it should, not go in the air because it's more dense than the air. So it needs to get away from the air. But there's air in every direction, so what stops it from going up or sideways? Instead, it always goes down because of gravity. That's not density and buoyancy, that's gravity. If you were solely off density and buoyancy, there's nothing dictating which direction that rock should go in the air because air's in every direction.
And isn't density based on gravity?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure part of it is.
Like, in a roundabout way? Oh.
But what is stopping it? Like, does that make sense? What's stopping it from going in another direction? That's gravity at work.
It's like almost like a magnet of the wrong sides of magnets coming together where it can just push itself around or whatever. If it's trying to get away from the air because it's denser than the air, it can go anywhere.
For some reason, it always dictates it goes down because gravity's at play.
And also, wouldn't that mean that one of the only things that would actually float is helium?
I believe so.
Which would mean that nothing else floats.
But the density or whatever determines how fast it falls.
Yeah, but if you're saying buoyancy is if it's lighter than air?
Yeah.
So if it's the only thing that would be technically buoyant in air, I guess, would be helium, right? Because that's why helium balloons.
I think there's other gases that would also float, but still same point.
But gases nonetheless. There's not man-made objects likely that are going to be less dense than air and more buoyant. I guess.
Maybe Mothman's buoyant. That's why he flies.
Or it could just be his wings.
I'll get into that in a little bit. Some people do have a rebuttal to this. Another explanation that the disk that we're standing on is constantly going up at 9.8 meters per second. Sorry, it's meter per second squared, because this is acceleration. Yeah. That's their next explanation. Now, this is just such a baseless assertion that there's no way to prove this, but plenty of ways to prove gravity exists. Look no further than the Cavendish experiment, an experiment that can be done in a lab that shows that items exert gravitational force. Now, when many flat earthers were presented with this, they just deny it and say that's done wrong every time, as you heard yesterday.
Obviously, because if I tell you that it's done wrong, then it proves that I'm right.
Exactly. Okay, bud. Mr. fucking smartest guy in the room.
This is literally fucking participation trophy shit.
Yeah.
Of but this is what I believe. You have I'm right.
Exactly. It's just I don't want this episode to go on too long because this one hurts to talk about.
Understandable. I also don't want it to go on too long, but that's okay.
So let's move over to the next best thing they talk about. Rotation. They love to talk about how the rotation of the Earth is 1,037 miles per hour at the equator, and it varies throughout the rest of the Earth to just about zero once you get to the top of to the poles. The flat earthers like to talk about how we are going so fast that we just fly off the Earth right now, and also mention that, well, first off, that we're just getting rid of gravity and centrifugal force at that point because they already don't believe in that. So you have to get to that basis before you can talk about rotation truly.
So dumb.
Now, we're just spinning so fast, but we have relative motion. It seems slower because we're so far out.
Yeah.
The closer you get, the faster that rotation is going to be. The further out you're going to go, the less it's going to be relative. I don't know what's so difficult to understand, but apparently it is. Additionally, they talk about how if we drop an item, why doesn't it just fly away over 1,000 miles per hour because we're still standing still, but the object isn't? Well, for those unaware of how basic physics work, conservation of momentum exists. And this also explains for things like planes. If I was in a plane, also, if you were going fast and I dropped something, the item doesn't fly to the back of the fucking plane. It's conservation of momentum.
That's Newton's first law, right? Objects in motions will stay in motion unless acted on acted on by an outside source.
I think so. No, I think this is different because it's like when you. Well, yeah, that is part. Yeah, I believe that's it. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty on some of those.
I was gonna say there's 3 of them, and I don't remember the other 2.
Yeah. No, I remember. Every force has an equal but opposite force.
Oh, yeah.
And then matter cannot be created nor destroyed, I think.
Yes. So the first one is the one about conservation of momentum. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted on by an outside force. It's like the example you were giving me yesterday of if you're on the bed of a truck.
That's what we heard in the video. If you're in bed of a truck and you're passing a ball between 2 people, the ball is not going to just fly back because it is keeping that momentum whenever you're throwing it. So you throw a ball, it's going to go at the same pace as you because it conserves momentum. Because it's going to conserve that forward momentum despite the fact it's detached from the body.
Yeah.
Simple.
Unless a bird comes in and snatches it.
Yep.
Like that. Oh, did you see that soccer game where the bird they performed CPR on it?
Did the bird die? I think it did, right?
I don't remember. But
Bird's a very fragile bone.
I'd like to believe that it lived.
This all occurs at a planetary level, but you know what? Idiots. We do have some more flat Earth beliefs we want to go into as well, but first, let's have a brief message from some of our friends here who I do not think are flat Earth.
Maple syrup and being polite. I'm Valerie, host of Canadian Creepies, the podcast that digs up stories polite history would rather forget. Cold cases that never found justice, haunted places that refuse to stay quiet, and folklore with a dark side you've probably never heard. If true crime, paranormal mysteries, and unsettling Canadian history are your thing, you'll want to tune in. New episodes every week wherever you get your podcasts. Canadian Creepies, exploring and exposing the shadows of the true north.
All right, thank you for listening to that message from our friends. Now let's get on to some more stupidity. So, the flat earthers claim that we cannot see or prove the curvature. One figure they like to point out is 8 inches per mile squared, which those are 2 different units of measures, 1 squared, 1 inch, but whatever. They get this from the Zetetic astronomy made by Mr. Robotham.
He made his own astronomy.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Idiot. So, it claims that the curve is supposed to be according to what calculations show, but it's not, because it does not use trigonometry at all to help find it. This number comes from those works we talked about, and this is back in the 1800s. This is what I get from Professor Dave, too. It assumes that the Earth is shaped like a parabola. If you remember that from algebra, that is basically a shape of a U. That's not the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, concave.
Yeah. It's concave versus what's...
Convex is the other one.
Are both the same because they're both parabolas, just different facing, but they're both still parabolas.
Yeah, it's a concave parabola.
Yeah. But still, regardless, we're in the parabola shape. Because convex is just a downwards parabola, right?
It looks like a rainbow.
Yeah. Rainbow, either way. They're both parabolas. I'm just talking... They think that the Earth curvature, based on their calculation, it should be if it really is curved, is like a parabola.
So therefore, they're not even proving their own theory of flatness. It's actually just a whole other fucking shape.
They're using bad math to say that we're saying it's a parabola shaped. They can't even...
Okay, do they think that we are globe truthers, or do they think that we're parabola truthers?
I don't know.
Pick your freaking lane, bros.
They don't want to do the math because they won't. You know what they call globe people?
They can't. It's not even that they won't, it's that they can't.
They call them globe people, globers, and my favorite, globetards.
It's so fucked up.
I've heard globetard multiple times mentioned in flat earth things. You know what? I wear that as a badge of honor. I am a proud globetard.
I mean, me too, but I'm not going to wear it as a badge. Because I don't need to tell people that I believe that the Earth is round.
Fair enough.
I'm not like them where I wear fucking shirts and shit that say that the Earth is flat.
Oh my god. Mark Sargent wears a shirt that says, "I'm Mark Sargent, Flat Earth Army."
It's pathetic.
Yeah, and that's what he wears around in public.
Again, pathetic. Honestly, if you're listening, bro, come on the show. Tell us what you got.
I don't. Do we really want him here?
No. You stay away.
He has decades of stupid straw man arguments that it's just not even worth engaging in.
Guys, I'm very competitive, and I'm a mean arguer. And so if he came on here, like, I can't debate people because I am an asshole.
I would definitely reach out to somebody smarter than me and have them surprise come on the show. Be like, help us out. I don't want this. I don't want to argue with an idiot alone.
We need someone who's good at, oh, you know who would be?
What?
My brother. He's an aerospace engineer.
Oh, so he's part of the evil cabal.
Yeah, he would disprove everything that dude had to say.
Oh my. All right, back to this. So there's many tests that have been done to show the curvature of the Earth. There's been pictures that have shown it as well, and instruments that can prove it. One of them is using a gyroscope to show the 15 degree per hour rotation. The best way to find it is actually using a ring laser gyroscope, which is the most up-to-date one, is currently the best method. Some geniuses at the Flat Earth YouTube channel, Globebusters, that name, they had a flat Earth believer drop 20,000 doubloons, 20,000 fucking dollars for a ring laser gyroscope. I wish I had $20,000 to just blow on stupid shit like that.
I wish that I just had $20,000.
Yep. Now, they used it and found a 15 degree per hour rotation of the Earth. Problem solved, right?
Wrong.
Nope. They couldn't accept it and knew that whatever happened was because the gyroscope was being interfered with by, and say, you saw this also in the documentary, heaven energies coming from the firmament. So we had to make a
ridiculous.
They had to make a Gaussian cylinder to block out the heaven energies, and that didn't work. So they need a solid bismuth like crystal tube to put it in to prove it wrong. It's just, you're given the proof. When proven wrong, they refuse to listen to reason.
You're given the evidence.
Yeah, like, they are given the evidence to prove the one way, and they do not have the evidence to support theirs, so therefore they stand firm in theirs, which does not make sense. I just, it's part of the reason I do not respect their viewpoint in this case, is they've been proven wrong time and time again. They've been given the evidence, and they will not listen.
If not evidence, or if evidence shaped, why not evidence?
Yep. Now, if evidence shaped, then why prove me wrong? But they then that it was actually measuring the rotation of the firmament, because the firmament rotates.
That's the...
Yes, it's the glass fucking dome.
The glass dome, okay. Sorry, I keep forgetting because it's so fucking stupid.
And I don't mean to sound annoying to you, I'm just annoyed at their arguments. But additionally, then there was another experiment, and both these were actually shown in the 2018 documentary Behind the Curve. There was a laser that would stretch across this area of water and would go through these wooden poles with, or like wooden like posts with holes in them, to show that the laser beam would go straight the entire time. And because it would go straight, we'd have a flat Earth, right? It did not in fact go straight. It did curve. It showed that there was a curve on the Earth.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But they said it was because of atmospheric conditions, interference, and refraction from the water messed it up. They keep moving the goalposts every time.
Oh my gosh, it's so dumb.
Yep. Yeah, it really is. Now, there's a few more flat Earth pieces to go over. These are most of the ones I found easier and more important to debunk. One is compasses. I saw they claim that there's no South Pole pointing compass. They all point north. Therefore, there's no South Pole. Checkmate, atheist. This is just dumb.
It's like, what is going on in your brain when you say, yeah, no, that makes sense? Why aren't they ever, like,
the compass follows the magnetic fields that go north to south. I just can't even with some of these. And if it's just going to follow where the magnetic field's pointing, it's always going to point north. And some compasses come with two arrows, one pointing north and south. Therefore, you have a south point compass, you fucking idiot.
I cannot handle it.
I'm sorry that our magnets just point to the way the magnetic field is making them go. I'm sorry we can't just break laws of physics and just everything. I don't know. Now we get to some lovely claims of how can water flow up. Some like to point as how water can flow upwards, south to north, like the Nile River. Well, that's having a northern hemisphere-centered worldview, which is kind of self-centered. Which a lot of flat earthers are great to say that the Earth is the center of everything. We are the center of everything.
Like Earth is, but then the U.S. is the center?
Like Earth is the center of everything. Oh. But like also the northern hemisphere is everything we base everything off of. That like when you see
Fuck the Australians.
when you see a globe up and down is really true there. One guy mentioned what I listened to yesterday. He talked about how we're supposed to believe that Australians are just standing upside down. Oh my goodness. Brother in Christ, wait until I explain here how a fucking globe works.
Doesn't their water flush in the opposite direction too?
Yes, that's a different thing. But they're standing upside down, and we're supposed to believe that? Yeah, sure, right, elite. No, what it is first off, water for going south to north is because water depends on the elevation. If you have something fucking higher than something else, it's going to flow downhill. Doesn't matter if you're north, south, fucking east, west, it's going to flow down. Simple as that. If the Nile River starts more elevated than what the sea level is, it's going to flow to sea level.
Listen, okay? The Nile's just a river in Egypt.
If I gave you a ball right now, okay?
You're gonna ignore my really good joke?
The Nile is just their life.
Yeah.
It's not a river in Egypt, it's their life.
I was being funny.
I know, sorry. I'm getting on one of my really pissed off parts. Let's say you take a ball right now and you call this a globe. Point your finger at the bottom, okay? Now turn the globe up. Oh, look, you're now at the top. Because in space, there is no up and down. The globe does not act as a top-bottom. You are thinking so self-centered in that.
We only call it a north and south because we've named them north and south because relative to us.
That's how the magnetic field is, and the Earth spins on that axis. But because it spins on that axis, doesn't mean that space has no direction. Therefore, space doesn't have an up and down. But this is using an assumption that it's never been proven true, that space has an up and down. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, that would be why, like when astronauts and stuff go out and they're like floating.
And the Earth is not perfect orientation.
Yeah, like there's a lot of different things that you would see from space that would also show that there's no move, like there's no up and down or side, like whatever, like no up and down in space.
Say you took a spaceship and arrived at Earth like an alien did, there's a chance that their orientation might be that the Earth is like spinning like top to bottom. And that the poles are on the left and right side.
Sure.
It doesn't prove anything because there's no direction in space.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is quite simple. They're stupid. Australian people aren't just standing upside down their entire time. Sure, they might write upside down, but yeah.
It's just like that. I just don't.
You know, not even comment on Australians writing upside down.
I was gonna let that go.
I just like saying that joke.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like. You're right, like that it is a very self-centered, like not only is it like a Western ideal in the way that they're viewing things, but it's very like, oh, there's a north and a south that we've named north and south because we arbitrarily decided that those things were north and south. And therefore, north is top.
And we're always on top of the southern hemisphere, which does lead to some racism there.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing I have looked into before. There is racism associated with viewing the northern hemisphere on top of the southern hemisphere and seeing it as a top versus bottom approach, that we're above them. That is a legit issue. But let's go to a tangent of this. They claim water always levels out and that it never curves. First off, it always levels out. It's just a stupid thing. Sage, have you ever seen water or up on something like wax paper or maybe a wave?
Yeah.
Is that water curved?
It's wet.
Okay, imagine you have a water drop on a table, okay?
Yeah, water droplets are round.
Yeah, and it's not completely flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, water doesn't always level itself out. That's part of one of the interesting
also, if it
properties
was
of water.
Completely flat, like it wouldn't even be able to get completely flat if it's on a surface.
Yep. But yeah, that's not how water works.
Wow, I'm learning so many horrible things today.
Yeah. But a wave, that's curved water too.
No.
Well, damn, that shit can curve. Just like a globe has a curve.
God damn.
Additionally, I heard one guy mention that globers, or whatever the exact people mentioned. Oh, no, this is the Australian part. Whoops. On water and rotation, an experiment that flat earthers like to point out is to, if you put water on a ball and spin it super fast, the water just flies off.
This was like...
Checkmate, globetard.
This is the funniest fucking thing to me.
Am I right? Checkmate, globetard.
No, because
Damn.
the centrifugal force is a thing.
Yep. Well, first off, no matter, they're dead wrong, as you were just mentioning. The Earth rotates at one rotation every 24 hours, which is how you have to rotate this ball. Relative motion. Speed of this ball would so it would need to be at that same comparative speed. On top of that, stuff is kept on Earth via gravity. And this ball is not exerting a strong force of gravity. Also, you're doing this experiment on fucking Earth. Earth's gravity is acting on it, canceling out any minute gravity that ball might have.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot actually test this anymore. So it's just such a straw man argument, but they point to it all the time.
I love it because, like, if you think of, like, it's almost like to them, the Earth is spinning so fucking fast that the water would fly everywhere. And while the Earth is spinning at, like, a decent speed for the size of it, like, as it has to make a full rotation in the 24 hours, 23 if it's today, because we had daylight savings last night. Like, we're not feeling where we're at that speed. So, like, water isn't feeling that speed either.
Yep.
Like, and I get that, you know, what I just said is explainable by, like, relative motion, but I'm trying to put it in terms of people like me, because I failed both units of relative motion in both high school and college.
All right. Well, you ready to move on to now?
So I could even be wrong with my explanation there.
Yeah. You ready
Was
to
I
move?
wrong?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Are you ready for dictionary part of this?
Dictionary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the dictionary side, they have some truly hard positions here. They talk about how if space is this vacuum, why doesn't it suck up all the water off the Earth?
So, so earlier today, Frank was like, "Hey, so what's a vacuum do?" And I was like, "It sucks," because I thought he was talking about the household vacuum.
So Professor Dave explains says vacuums do not suck, because that's not what a vacuum is. A vacuum is an empty space. A power vacuum in war is not something that sucks people in. It means that there's nothing there and everyone fights for it. The vacuum in space means there's nothing there. It's not that it's a fucking giant vacuum cleaner in space sucking up everything as it goes.
Well, it's like when you're vacuum sealing, like, meat products and stuff too. Like, the whole point of it is that it's taking away all of the space of what air was in, so it wraps super tightly around the object that's in there.
So one of the firefighters will think that the vacuum is going to just suck out all the water from the Earth. That vacuum noise.
It sounded more like a tornado sound.
Yeah.
I tried. Listen, as someone who uses the vacuum like at least 4 times a week, it's really ridiculous that I fucking don't know what it sounds like.
I don't know. But the other thing,
Vroom, 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 vroom.
the last thing I have is the sun and the moon move.
What?
How the sun and the moon move.
Oh.
Moon move.
Move.
They
The cows. That's where they get cows from. The cows jumping over the moon.
3,000 miles, I don't know. It's more realistic than apparently the Globetard, like thousands, millions of miles.
Do you think they believe that there is actually like a stairway to heaven?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or like a ladder to the moon?
I don't know. Maybe they might think it's made out of cheese. You know, there are people who believe the
Do you
moon.
think they go fishing off of it? Like the Disney?
No, that's
Or Disney
DreamWorks.
Oh, DreamWorks, sorry. I thought it was Pixar. No, Pixar's the light.
Yeah. I don't know. But they also don't believe in the moon landing, too. And we've already said we believe in the moon landing. So we already disqualified ourselves from being flat earthers like almost 30 episodes ago.
Also, don't they fight the Hollow Earth people?
I don't think they agree with the Hollow Earth people because they're not, those beliefs are incompatible with each other.
Yeah. I guess okay, I'll hold that till the end.
Okay, so on the movement of these, they have it that they move like a disc. They're moving like 2 hands on a clock over the disc in this flat Stanley-ass looking world they believe in. Well, then why the hell can I see the moon sometimes during the day? And what the fuck are eclipses? Well, that's the anti-moon or some shit like that, or some secret object we never see until it actually goes over the sun, or it's the sun's shadow. I got confused with how many stupid explanations they have. I didn't want to compile them. I'm sorry, but if you want them, you can search them yourself. They're dumb.
I almost said the global elite are doing it, and then I said, oh wait, I can't say global because they don't believe
the Discal elite.
The Discal elite are launching fake moons, the anti-moon, into the firmament area, or fucking whatever.
Firmament. Thank you very much.
Sure. Oh, it's firmament?
Firmament, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was ferment, which is why I thought of fermented. No. Well, I'm stupid. Not as stupid as these people. But anyway, yeah, no, the whole philosophy is that they're basically everything is deep state.
Yep. Now, you must be asking, how and why do they hide this from us? First off, the flat earthers mentioned that this is very synonymous with many other. Now, you must be asking how and why they hide this from us. First off, the day that the flat earthers mention is very synonymous with many other days that people mention, whether it's the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the elite, or the Jews, or many others. They always have some shadowy group. They want to destroy and hide the belief in God, the divine creation that is the disc. It is inherently a Christian conspiracy. They claim the globe is some way to promote a satanic or paganistic heliocentric belief. It is now science. It's not science, it's scientism. Or science-ism. I don't even. That was so stupid. I had a shirt on for it in a documentary. Now, how do they hide this? Well, the Antarctic Treaty is really a military treaty that all the signers on patrol the Antarctic or patrol Antarctica to make sure no one goes there to prove the ice wall is real and get over it. And, Professor Dave asked, where's the money? Well, Dave, have you ever heard of a black budget? Is what they said.
What is a black budget?
It's just like a secret budget that is hidden from everything else.
Bro, we don't even have a budget for our fucking shit here.
There are black budgets here and there, I think.
But our government's shut down.
But there's no way there's this fucking Antarctica thing. I don't know.
No, it's fucking pathetic.
Now, because this also is proven because no one can ever go there besides a military and so-called scientist. Those Antarctic cruises to see penguins and stuff, all propaganda. Pittsburgh Penguins, more like Pittsburgh Globetards. Now, have you ever noticed how almost every movie has some globe-related propaganda in it? It's like predictive programming, but worse. The Truman Show was reality, and we never knew it. The UN logo, more like the truth in front of us. Just like the art piece at the Denver International Airport we brought up in one of our first episodes. Holy callback, Batman. Dinosaurs? They aren't real either. And I'm a big dinosaur fan, as we mentioned earlier. And this fact alone made me extra upset over these idiots. It's really one of the things that drove me to be like, okay, I'm really done just being kind on this. You all are idiots.
They are.
They use the globe Earth to push their satanic beliefs and their evil vaccines. All that transgender stuff, too, related to the globe. They even turn the lunatic asylums, like Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, trans. That's my part.
That's ridiculous. You are ridiculous.
But the stuff before it, yeah, they mentioned that too. And one of the ones I listened to, he's like, it's how they push all their LGBT stuff, all the transgenderism stuff, the evil vaccines.
In case you guys were wondering, us globe truthers over here are using the fact that the globe is the shape of a sphere to let you know that it's okay to be gay.
Yeah, that globe tells you to be gay every day. Every time you see a globe in a classroom, it's just saying, be gay, be gay, be gay.
Yeah.
Every globe has a secret transmitter put in them when they're manufactured. That just says,
trans rights are human rights.
But it's just a be gay, be gay, be gay, be gay. So if you have a globe in your house, be careful. It might be saying, be gay, be gay, be gay, be gay.
Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is...
But they claim so many people are paid off to do this. If you know anything about conspiracies,
we're not being paid off to do this.
There's an actual measurement on this, on how many people need to be in a conspiracy before it becomes too hard to keep up. And with how many people they claim are in this, there's no way there won't be millions of whistleblowers at this point. They say like everyone's being paid off top down.
Ay, ay, ay.
So where do you think these flat earthers are now?
I was going to try to make a funny joke, and I don't even know. Somewhere flat?
So...
in the freaking desert? I don't know.
In the big year of 2026, there's not many left. Some dedicated followers and influencers like Mark Sargent and the Globebusters are still making content for Flat Earth, but the pure Flat Earth believers have become an endangered species. There's a good YouTube video that looks into this. It's called In Search of a Flat Earth. Because what happened was a lot of conspiracy theories like Flat Earth kept getting consumed by QAnon.
Ah.
If you want to know what QAnon is, look at the news.
Go check out QAnon Anonymous.
QAA is the name of the podcast
okay,
now.
QAA.
They do a really good job of covering QAnon, what it is. They kind of really consume so many conspiracies like anti-vax, like...
They believe that the government is made of lizard people.
Yeah, New World Order, all those type of things. Distrust over many things.
Basically, everything at the Denver International Airport.
QAnon
because Flat Earth is there too.
Kind of consumed all of it. And a lot of the roots to these conspiracies, and talks about it there and some other places I've seen, like, it's just life is rough and you need somebody to blame.
Yeah.
And a lot of people turn to conspiracies, and that's where a lot of the anti-vax, a lot of the Flat Earth, New World
we used to
Order,
turn
and
to
QAnon go
mythology.
Towards.
Like whenever, like praying to gods for there to be rain and things like that, and cursing the gods when there was.
And people a lot of time don't want to see the reality that the system's broken. They want to see that there's this boogeyman that they can point to. And so that's how a lot of these conspiracies go. Now, additionally, with that, there was the fate of one flat earther. This is funny and sad at the same time. On February 22nd, 2020, a daredevil named
before COVID. This is still pre-COVID.
A daredevil named Mike Hughes, not related to Jack, Quinn, or Luke.
Darn. But good for them.
He wanted to prove that the Earth was flat, so he was going to take a rocket up several hundred feet into the air. Well, there was a issue with the deployment and separation of the return parachute, and the rocket instead fell unimpeded from a couple hundred feet up with him still in it, and he died instantly on impact.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he believed, that's still a horrific way to go.
Now, his public relations public relations representative did say that he didn't believe in Flat Earth, and that was just a PR stunt for publicity, but other people
That doesn't make sense.
There's a documentary for him, and other people around him said that this was because he believed in Flat Earth.
It doesn't make sense to say he didn't when he's testing something like that. That's not a PR stunt because it's deadly.
Yep. Now, on top of that, on the behind the curve, what we were listening to, watching earlier, a lot of people who are flat earthers end up getting kind of taken, like they get separated by their family, and it's hard for them to find people. Like partners.
That happens a lot with like people who believe in QAnon and super far right MAGA too.
Yeah. But it's really hard for them to find them. There's like flat earth people meet like .com type thing. Or
FarmersOnly.com, except it's flatearthersonly.com.
There is. There's just that.
I mean, I guess you do you, man.
Yeah.
Also, sorry if you hear Atlas. We recently picked him up and he's excited to see us, so he's moving around a bit more than usual.
Yeah, he's just excited, but yeah, so on top of that, the prevalence of flat Earth, in a 2020, it was reported that 7% of Brazilians believed the Earth is flat.
Such an odd, specific country.
Well, not every place is polling. In 2018, a YouGov poll found around 4% of the U.S. population believed the Earth was flat.
It's too many.
4% of over 300 million is a lot. That's 12 million individuals.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep. 10%. So, Poll's 2021 survey found about 10% of the United States population believe the Earth is flat, which is over 30 million at that point. In a 2019 YouGov poll found 3% of British people suspected they believe the world is flat.
Guys, that's too many people across the world.
Talking,
across the globe.
Yep. Not across the disc. That's
Wow. So do people just think that like Japan, like where do they split it? Because like isn't like Japan and the US, you would fly from California to Japan. You wouldn't fly from the East Coast the whole way across, like
they all have their weird explanations.
Whatever.
But in conclusion, flat Earth, despite constant evidence proving to the contrary of the flat Earth belief, the belief remains strong within hundreds of millions. believing
Crazy.
that the Earth is truly not a globe and that is being hidden by us, the truth of the disc, by the globalists, the elite, the New World Order, you name it.
I never in my
Despite-
life thought I'd be part of the elite.
Despite time and time again being proven wrong, they remain steadfast in their beliefs. However, their numbers do dwindle as other conspiracies begin to take their numbers. So, Sage, on a scale of 1 to 10 heaven energies, how many heaven energies do you rate the flat Earth?
Can I give it hell energies? Because it's so low.
Hell energies? Oh my.
I can't even give one. Oh, you know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I would rate it a 1, only because the question of are Australians upside down is valid.
That's good. That's good. You know what? I'll agree with you. I'll rate it 1 solely because of that.
Because if you look at a globe, you'd think they were upside down.
Exactly.
Tell us, Australians, are you upside down?
They might fall off. Australians are, I think, our 3rd or 4th most listened to demographic.
Ooh, let us know. Let us know from down under.
All right.
Mate. Alright, that might have been offensive.
All right, so that should be about it for today. Sage, do you have anything else to say?
This is dumb. It might be difficult for me to be friends with you if you believe this, but I would certainly try because I like to hear people out. But you might need to go to a psych ward.
All right. That being said, let's do the sign out. If you like what you're listening to, go follow, like, comment, review, subscribe on whatever platform you're on. Every little bit helps us out in the algorithm. Go check out our socials, our Instagram, where we've been very active lately on posting stuff. And yeah, that is about it. Go check out our friends on whatever podcast we promote this episode. So thank you, everyone. And
Stay tuned for some exciting stuff.
Yep. All right. You ready for a sign-off stage?
I am.
And remember,
To look for
the unknown
the unsung.
and the unseen.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys. Spread the truth. The earth is flat. Break the firmament.
Don't be that stupid, please.
Watch out for heaven energies.